How does a woman go from being the next Steve Jobs to facing 11 years in prison? Time to meet Elizabeth Holmes and witness the rise and fall of Theranos. Welcome to Suits and Sinners. Elizabeth Holmes was the quintessential Silicon Valley entrepreneur. In 2003, at the age of 19, she dropped out of Stanford University to found Theranos. Her vision was revolutionary: to change the world of medical diagnostics with just a few drops of blood, making blood testing more accessible, affordable, and less invasive. Holmes quickly became a media darling, with her black turtlenecks and bold promises, known for her charismatic and confident public speaking style.
This is what happens when you work to change things, and first they think you're crazy, then they fight you, and then all of a sudden you change the world.
Holmes was able to captivate audiences and convey a compelling vision for the future of healthcare. By 2010, Theranos was valued at $1 billion, reaching a valuation of $9 billion at its peak. High-profile investors and board members, including former U.S. Secretaries of State George Shultz and Henry Kissinger, flocked to her side. In 2014, Holmes became the world's youngest self-made female billionaire. She had established a partnership with Walgreens to offer Theranos' testing services across the United States. The future seemed bright. At the heart of Theranos' promise was the Edison device, a machine that Holmes claimed would run hundreds of tests on just a few drops of blood. It was poised to revolutionize healthcare. But behind the scenes, all was not well. The Edison, in reality, was failing. In 2015, investigative journalists from the Wall Street Journal began to uncover major inconsistencies between the Edison's promise and its actual capabilities. The device was only being used for just a few diagnostic tests, and even those were often inaccurate. Journalists discovered that the company's technology was flawed, and even worse, that Theranos had been using commercially available machines for most of its tests, not the Edison. To add insult to injury, in 2016, the U.S. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services found major health and safety concerns at Theranos' facilities. Lab malpractice was rampant, putting patients at risk. Theranos' reputation began to crumble as all these truths came to light. That same year, Partner Fund Management sued Theranos for securities fraud after investing nearly $100 million in the company. That lawsuit was just the beginning. In 2018, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission also charged Holmes and the company's former president, Ramesh Sunny Balwani, with securities fraud. They were accused of deceiving investors out of more than $700 million. In June 2018, Holmes lost both her stake in and control of Theranos. The company was dissolved 3 months later. Holmes's empire had vanished, but the story was far from over. In January 2022, Elizabeth Holmes was convicted of defrauding investors and wire fraud. On May 30th, 2023, the disgraced Silicon Valley superstar surrendered to a federal prison camp in Texas to begin serving an 11-year term, with a current release date of August 16th, 2032. Her conviction is a legendary fall from grace and highlighted the easily corruptible, grandiose egos of Silicon Valley. But in the end, it was this mentality that helped her justify fraud, deception, and theft. Elizabeth Holmes' journey from a promising young entrepreneur to a convicted felon should be a cautionary tale of the cost of overreaching promises and deception.